There's also just a possibility it's a mix-up. You know, it's like, oh, sorry, we thought you were, Khamzat Chimaev, We thought you were Khamzat Chimaev. Wrong guy. Here's your passport back. Sorry. Or maybe they're like, yeah, we're loading up to start dropping tactical nukes in areas that we don't want you in. We're not trying to kill Russians, bro. We're not trying to kill Chechens. We're not trying to kill Chechens. We're trying to kill these Western dogs. Maybe. Or maybe they're like, look, we need a really strong military leader, someone young that can rally our troops, someone visible, someone famous for combat sports. We need to put them on television and let them know that this wartime exercise, this isn't even an exercise. All right, Jesse on Fire, let's talk about this Khamzat Chimaev situation because I've sat tight. I've not done the video about this yet because I wanted to see what happened, and I didn't feel like there was enough information yet to say anything, where he got his passport detained. He can't leave the country. He's in Chechnya or Russia. I know Chechnya is basically part of Russia or whatever. But I've just been kind of watching. His coach came out and said it wasn't true, but now it turns out that it is true, I guess. And there's a lot of things going on here, I mean, I know in the United States, we tend to kind of just go, wait, what? Did someone say something about nuclear war? Boo, 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 boo. It's like, well, I mean, everything will be fine. Wait, the government bought $300 million worth of radiation medicine? Boo, 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 boo. Everything's fine. Khamzat Chimaev got his passport taken. Boo, 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 boo. That doesn't mean anything. It's like, maybe it doesn't mean anything. It might mean something, maybe, And so this is one of those videos I'm kind of just going to empty my mind. I'm just going to kind of go, here's what I'm thinking, okay? Here's what I'm thinking. And we'll go from there. Now, if you guys don't mind, feel free to help me out and throw a like on this video because, again, I'm dealing with this whole thing, dude. I saw people saying they're all, oh, Jesse always says he's shadow banned. It's like, okay, guys, MMA is not all I talk about. I mean, this might come as a shock, but MMA is not all I talk about. But on this channel, 2 weeks ago, I got a community guidelines violation. It was a really stupid thing that I did. Okay, this is my fault. It's my fault. I posted a short where they took this street fight and then made it and turned it into the video game Street Fighter. It was hilarious, But some guy got beat up in a street fight, and you're not supposed to post those. And I got a warning, which is the same as a strike, And since it literally, you watch my analytics, went like this. I mean, instantly, the second, and it's like they put you on timeout. Everybody knows that. But what helps you get out of timeout is if people will, watch, share, comment. So I would really appreciate if you guys could help me out. It's my own fault, but I could use your guys' help. Throw a like on it, comment, etc. So, anyway, so here's the deal. Oh, one other thing. I'm going to be gone all of next week. From Saturday, the day after tomorrow, I leave. I'm going to be in Cabo from Saturday to Saturday. So I'm going to be real light on videos. I apologize, but I will come back with a vengeance, getting ready for UFC 280, son. And I'm going to do something real big for 280. I can't tell you yet, though. But, yeah, and that actually just brings me to this. So in the middle of a potential nuclear exchange, I think the likelihood is low. Of course, I'm not saying oh, we're going to, nuclear war. But, if let's say there were a nuclear exchange, you want to know where I would rather be than in the middle of Texas in one of the, largest tech hubs in the country? Mexico. You want to know who's not getting tactically nuked? Cabo San Lucas. I don't feel like if you're at a resort in Cabo that you have the same risk of having a tactical nuke land within a few miles of your destination or your location. I feel like you're probably pretty safe there, We'll hope. But, yeah. So, anyway, Khamzat is in Russia, and here's the thing about that, right? He is friends with Gadyrov, who is the dictator of Chechnya, okay? Now, Gadyrov is probably an amazing friend. Not probably, he is. He's an amazing friend to have if you're in Chechnya, of course. But make no mistake about it, okay? He's a wartime leader. His power is based on military strength. That is a fact, as a geopolitical fact, okay? His willingness to go to war is one of the key things that keeps him powerful in the region, in the space. His willingness to go to war, his willingness to deploy troops in defense of Russia. And Russia right now, I mean, like, I'm not going to get into the whole dynamic of this entire situation. Like, it's not really for this channel. It's for my other channel, Jesse on Everything, which maybe I'll do a video on this. But, like, for us, this Ukraine thing is no big deal, okay? Like, just plain and simple. This Ukraine thing is no big deal. At least to, like, a regular American, kind of like, okay, Ukraine, oh, yeah, all these blue check marks and, you know, seems really inconsistent that they're super supportive of Ukraine, but they also blah, blah, blah. That's the level of engagement that a lot of people have because people are desensitized to the news. If you're in Russia, this is no joke, dude. This is NATO on your doorstep, something they've been fighting against for 30, 40 years since the end of the Soviet Union. It's like no more advancing NATO. They're on the doorstep. Ukraine is their neighbor. It's like if the Soviet Union would have won and they advanced to Mexico or Canada, we'd be like, okay, like you said you wouldn't do this. Like you promised you wouldn't do this. It is a very different situation for them than it is for us. And so Khamzat Chimaev, a UFC fighter who tends to, you know, go to the West, fight, you know, he's in Sweden, he's in Europe, not an ally of Russia at this point either, Sweden or the United States. And he's like, you know, he's a symbol of strength, right? Like there is a possibility they might try to yank him into this thing, dude. I mean, seriously, I'm not saying that I have any information that that's happening, but if they took away his passport, why do you think that is? Seriously, why? I mean, I'm open to your guys' explanations. I'm not saying that I know. I'm speculating that it's possible that the only two things that make sense to me are either they would potentially, dude, strap him in a uniform, dude, and have him be an inspirational. I mean, can you imagine that guy? Do you want that? You want that guy? You want Khamzat Chimaev with a lethal, you know, a lethal weapon facing you down? I don't. You think that his instincts to kill just exist in the octagon? And in like a wartime situation, that he would not be one of the most dangerous adversaries that you could possibly face. You give him like the guy, dude, he'd be a horrifying guy to be faced up against. You think Kadyrov doesn't know that? So I do think it's possible. I mean, I have no idea. The other thing, though, is they are making crystal clear over there that they're serious about using nuclear weapons. They've said it outright. They're like, it's not a bluff. We'll do it. Like, we will do it. And everyone's like, okay. Sure you will, dude. Because if anybody actually had any understanding of what that actually means, like if they actually did that, if there was an actual nuclear share, I know more about this than I care to even share. This is probably not going to be super shocking to anyone, but I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes of research in my life, and nuclear weapons is one of the number one things I put the most attention on during a period of my life. So there's just like regular people literally cannot even. They literally can't even contemplate or have any understanding of what that actually means. Like if there was an actual nuclear exchange, it's like, and they're just saying like, it's not a bluff. Okay. So if they were serious about it not being a bluff and they were actually potentially going to start sending ICBMs in the direction of Western countries, I don't think that they want Khamzat to be there. Now, there's also just a possibility it's a mix-up. You know, it's like, oh, sorry, we thought you were, Khamzat Chimaev, we thought you were Khamzat Chimaev. Wrong guy. Here's your passport back. Sorry. Or maybe they're like, yeah, we're loading up to start dropping tactical nukes in areas that we don't want you in. We're not trying to kill Russians, bro. We're not trying to kill Chechens. We're not trying to kill Chechens. We're trying to kill these Western dogs. Maybe. Or maybe they're like, look, we need a really strong military leader, someone young that can rally our troops, someone visible, someone famous for combat sports. We need to put them on television and let them know that this wartime exercise, this isn't even an exercise. I don't think people understand what it was like during World War II. Like, do you understand, like, during World War II, do you think that, like, there were, like, sports stars that just were like, all right, go get them, boys. I'll be here hitting the speed bag. Yep. All right, this is what I'm doing while you guys go overseas and fight the Nazis. Okay, in real wartime, that is not how it goes. I realize none of you guys understand, or none of you guys have ever lived through that like I haven't, right? But to act as if there was if we had the war on our doorstep like they do, that it's unfathomable they would pull a professional athlete off the rail so that and be like, you need to join the war effort. If you think that's impossible, it's like, Jesus, man. All you have to do to know what people are going to just look at what people have done before. And that is exactly what happened during World War II in the United States. All the athletes were like, let's go get them. Fuck football. Let's go kill some Nazis. So, again, could just be mistaken identity, some kind of protocol. Could be absolutely nothing. But it might be something else too. So, anyway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like. Share with your friends, like the video, etc. Peace.